Hey everyone, so you've clicked the multiple means of engagement video. So that means you're looking to have your memory jogged about what that actually means, what that actually entails. And so here's a little story to help you remember or to help remind you what providing multiple means of engagement means. And so I promise I'll explain why there's a picture of old school Street Fighter on the screen. But basically the story starts, there's Zach here if you didn't know. I was in one of my years teaching out at Lincoln, and I was teaching a small group of kids all about blending, specifically how to decode words. CVC words is what we were working on. And this particular year had a group of kids that hated my reading groups. I mean, this happened to be a group of boys that loathed coming to reading groups. It was a fight every single day in order to get them to decode these letters and these words. And so I tried all sorts of different things. I tried threatening. I tried rewards. I tried to be extra funny, and none of it seemed to work. And until, like, in a moment of kind of exhausted genius, I realized that oftentimes I was having to work around these kids wanting to play and talk about video games all the time. So that was the one thing that they would do without any sort of prompting at all. And so what I did was I assigned each kid a bar. So if you see up here these power bars that kind of are displayed in this picture, and when they decoded the word correctly, that took from my power. And because I also had a power bar in front of me, I think like literally grabbed a whiteboard marker, drew on the table. And then when they decoded something incorrectly, then I got to take their power. And so you quickly shifted, like the whole nature of reading group shifted, where now suddenly this portion, this specific group became the kids' favorite part of the day. And they were aching to decode their words. They loved when they would defeat me. And most often there'd be like large amounts of laughter and yukins that get thrown my way after they decoded the word. So it was a pretty incredible time. The reason why I tell this story is that, like, it's a perfect picture of engagement. The kids were not motivated at this moment by decoding in and of itself, but when you incorporated things that they were interested in, and we still decoded, like no joke, we were doing a lot of decoding. But by incorporating the kids' interests, suddenly, like, it stopped becoming a fight and they started to want to do it. The important thing to remember about engagement is that if it stayed with Ryu and Guile, that is not right. I don't know who these characters are, but if it stayed with these characters, like, it would not be a win. Eventually, we got to the point where the kids forgot about the power levels altogether, and they just were motivated by the fact that they were now reading and decoding words. That's the way to think about multiple means of engagement. Sure, we need to hook them. We need to provide what's relevant. But also within that concept, within our teaching, moving to the point where the concept itself is relevant. That's the sweet spot. Like, that's the best version of engagement, where kids just are motivated to learn because they love learning. And so this is a quick story to help with that. As you go through today and you design lessons, think about what it is you're trying to teach and how you can recruit interest, how you can make it relevant to kids. Think about their culture, their background, their interests, but then eventually how you move to the concept in and of itself, and the kid progressing in the concept being what motivates them as well. So that's just a quick little story there to help you remember what multiple means of engagement actually means.